So when it comes to topwater minnows, what is better, plastic or balsa? Ready to run a gun? It's time for blast off. Let's go. Hey guys, Todd here with you. Welcome back to Bassin 101. Truck talk of the day, minnows. Topwater minnows. We've all thrown them, even as little kids. And they still work. Still work. Of course, it works better if you got shallow water. But what's better, plastic or balsa? Well, let's look at the advantages. Balsa is definitely buoyant. Balsa definitely has a very finessey type of action. However, it's a pain in the butt to cast. And if you know what I'm referring to, it's the Rapala minnow. That thing is not the easiest thing to cast. You're better off with a spinning rod, because it's going to woo as you cast it. Then you got other baits too, like the AC Shiner, which you might have to go on eBay to get them. I don't even know if he even still makes AC Shiner anymore. I guess they're still in business. I haven't looked, to be honest with you. And then you've got the old Bagley Bangalore. Now that one's a little bit easier to cast. It's a little heavier, a little bigger diameter balsa, more rounded of a balsa minnow, but it still pops up there. And then you got your plastics, and ones that are still available today is, off the top of my head, is the Bomber Long A and the Smithwick Rogue. The floating Smithwick Rogue. I mean, there is the Rebel Minnow. There is those. That's a classic, but they don't make the 4.5 inch standard size anymore. But the Rogue and the Bomber, well, you can put the 14A in there, but I'm basically referring to the 15A, which is the 4.5 inch. It's almost a ½ ounce. I mean, that sucker, you can cast that dude. The Rogue, I think, is around a 3/8. The Rogue pops up pretty quick. Not as fast as a balsa, but it pops up pretty quick. The Bomber Long A is not a fast floater. It will float to the surface, and you can dawdle it on top. Absolutely. But as far as in a jerk bait action, like when you're done, let's say you're done working an area, rather than cranking it back in, make it throw it out there again, you want to start jerking that thing, because they might have been following it. And to me, the best action of a floating minnow is the Bomber Long A. You can't beat the action that bait has. A second to that would be the Rogue. The Rapala minnow has a very sluggish type of action. It doesn't really go side to side very well. The Rebel minnow doesn't either. A little better than the Rapala. Absolutely. So that's the differences that I see. I've had a couple of guys ask me about that. About what's the difference in the different deals. And really, it's, a Rogue is a thinner plastic than the Bomber Long A. It's a little thicker, and therefore that's what gives it its weight. It's not really the fact that it has a lot of weight in it, but it also has a different rattle too. It's more of a knocker type of rattle than the Rogue. And don't think for a minute that the Rapala minnow, just because it's balsa, is silent because there's no rattles in it. Oh no, split rings and hooks make a noise. Trust me. There is no silent plug. As much as people like to think there is. Ain't nary such a thing. But I just wanted to go over that, the difference in the plugs and the advantages and disadvantages and everything. Kind of short and sweet, to the point. But again, it's personal preference. But if you like throwing topwater minnows, I'd get each one of them. I'd get you a Rapala, get you a bomber, and get you a rogue. Now I'm talking about what's available today. That's what you want: the rogue, the bomber 15A, and the rebel. The Rapala. If you want the, they say the Rapala number 11 and the Rapala number 13 are both the same weight. I'm not so sure about that, but personally, to me, between an 11 and a 13, 11, you're looking at about a 4.25 inch bait. No, it's about a 4.5 inch bait, and then a 13 is about a 5.25. But remember, they're thin, so that it's not like they're a really big profile. But as far as your hooks not grabbing together or anything, I'd probably go with a number 13 and then go with a 15A and a bomber and then the rogue. That way it keeps your jerk baits about the same size. Or if you want, get the 11 and a 13. See which one you like better. As far as casting wise, as far as the way it works, experiment with them, because you're not going to jerk or twitch a topwater minnow the way I do, or the way your neighbor does, or the way his neighbor does. So one size might do better for you than the other one. I know I'm splitting hairs here, and I'm not keeping it very simple, but that's just the way it is. So try that. So until next time, remember, new techniques are trendy, but bass never change. May the Father bless you and keep in Yeshua's name, and as always, fish on.